Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of Mean Mugging Games. We'll call this episode 0. I'm mean mugging. Well, I'm not mean mugging. We're gonna start over. I'm mean mugging. I'm mean mugging in your games. Hey guys, welcome to this week of Mean Mugging in Games. This is a brand new podcast that we are starting. I'm Nathaniel. This is Michael joining me, who's my co-host slash computant. So we are starting a brand new podcast where we're going to be talking about. We're going to start off with, what are you mugging? I don't have a mug today. Michael does have a mug, thankfully. So he's actually representing. So we're going to talk about things that we're drinking that we find delicious this week. And then we're going to talk about games, specifically, primarily Flesh and Blood. So we'll call this a Flesh and Blood podcast. I know it's already taken, but whatever. But we do have some other interests, so like we might switch it up and throw in a couple things here and there. But to start us off, I'm going to start off. I am drinking this delicious beer called by Braided River called Hang Loose. This is a juicy IPA. It's delicious. It tastes like an orange. I don't know. An orange jumped into a beer and now it's delicious. I don't know how to describe it other than that. I was gonna say an orange and a beer have a baby, but maybe that's too weird. So tell me about what you're drinking tonight.
Well, I am drinking because it's a little too late for coffee at the moment. Since bedtime's right around the corner. But I've got my Ohio State mug. As you can see, it's been nice and weathered, tried and true. But I've got Sam's Choice Cola, 0 sugar, with a splash of Mr. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel.
Nice.
That's what I'm mugging.
That looks
And it's
delicious.
a mean mug.
I was gonna say that's a very mean mug. So we are on the Gulf Coast, and by that I mean we're in the U.S. So we're actually recording this a few days before it's going to go out. So this is technically the eve of Uprising, or what we hope is the eve of Uprising, because we have no idea who has
Fingers
it and who
crossed.
does it. I've seen Team Covenant has it. I have seen some other people having it, but we don't know if our local LGS has it, which probably means that we're, not getting it tomorrow. I don't know.
So I reached out to our local Mr. Cobb, and he found out that he did not have a distributor because he quit. So he did some last minute scrambling. We've got a new distributor. I say we, like I'm part of the owner. I'm not. But I put so much money into it, I might as well be. But now he found another distributor, and we should have our product tomorrow with an extra case for anybody that wants to come to Gulf Coast Hobby to pick up some boxes.
Awesome. By extra case, you mean all your cases are coming and then he's got one extra case?
Yes, my cases are secured. They're put to the side.
I need to contact him because I probably going to pick up one box because I don't really see myself opening much outside of Limited. Because I feel like we'll play a lot of Unlimited, but I don't really see myself playing much more than like. So I'm probably gonna end up buying more singles. Is really what it is.
Yeah. I think this might be a single set actually, as far as value instead of keeping stuff sealed. I think a lot of people are gearing toward just purchasing the cards they need off of the set.
Yeah, because there's a lot.
Very good.
Yeah, there's a lot out there already. Because on TCG Player, you can actually pre-order the cards. So like Yeti Gaming is a big one and stuff like that. They're probably game stores. In order to do pre-order, you have to be a brick and mortar store, a registered brick and mortar store. So these places
Mhm.
probably already have their boxes, or else they're coming, and then they're going to open a bunch so that they can, fulfill their orders and stuff like that. So Yeti Gaming is one that I follow pretty heavily on TCG Player because they have great prices. I just actually put in a small order, not to do with Uprising, just in general things I wanted. So what started me on, and this is a topic that I wanted to just kind of hit on real quick, our Dragon Shield Fab Collection app that I told you about a couple days ago, or yesterday, or somewhere around there. I think it just
Uh-huh.
came out like yesterday, and so I downloaded it. I uploaded like all my M's and above collection. I found out in our current market, anyways, I have about $1,700 worth of cards, which when you do yours, I'm sure it'll be like several thousand. But I know for a fact I haven't spent that. Well, I actually probably have. But I probably have spent that much on it. I just wanted to
Yep.
do a call out to the Dragon Shell Fab Collection app. Really cool. I really enjoyed it. I think it's worth for every player to just throw on your phone, because the other thing too is there hasn't been any app to show collections like with Magic, right? You can download a million apps that show you like all the cards and stuff. I don't have to go to a website to look up cards. So, anyways,
Right.
that alone was worth
Yeah.
it was worth downloading and putting it up. The cool thing is you can either set it up to cardmarket.eu or TCG Player. So for anybody in the EU, you
Okay.
can set it up to your third party app. But it automatically connects it, so it's not like you need to attach it or anything. So it actually tracks the price of it, so you can put on like alerts for if it drops down or goes over a certain price for different
Oh,
cards.
all right.
On top of that, like I said, the wish list, I think it's wanting a little bit, but they'll add to it. But just having my collection there, it tracks my collection. So I added it all. I don't know when I bought my cards, so I just said, hey, I bought them on this date. But now it's actually going to track my collection real time as to what it's worth. So it's going to move up and down as cards fluctuate. My collection will actually fluctuate. So even though it says I have about $17 worth of cards, as prices come and go, it will actually fluctuate, which I think is super fascinating. And I love data. So I wish I knew every date that I bought cards in to put it in to see how much my worth is.
If
But
you're plus or minus,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure I'm minus, as most of us are. Um, Coming into our next topic is let's talk about the limited experience because unfortunately I couldn't go to pre-release, and unfortunately this week I can't make it out to a game store because my daughter's has a birthday, so I'm not skipping that. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before I get into this limited experience. Talk to me about your experience, and specifically one of the things that I keep hearing is about how it really feels rock paper scissors, and some people really like that, and some people don't. Um, so let's just what talk to me about your. I think you went to a couple of them, and what that was like, and what it felt like, and if it does feel like rock paper scissors to you, anyways.
Yeah, so the sealed format that we did, was it last weekend or the weekend before? It was I think it was the weekend before. So went to that. It it was number one, it's fun because it's a new set. Um, However, there is I think a major problem in sealed. Um, because everybody wants to play, um,
Everybody wants to
or if they
play
want to
who?
force, you're breaking up. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, you broke up. Everybody wants to play what?
Fi or Fey,
Fi.
Fai. It's
Fi.
the draconic ninja.
Yeah.
Um, and the reason is because the majority of the card, at least 2/3 of the cards are going to be draconic.
Hmm.
So either illusionist or ninja. And there's draconic, general. So um, you can't really force Dramai, because you need two things. You need either Ashwing production or you need big dragons. And when in a sealed pack, you're not going to get all of that in one pack.
Hmm.
So it's easier for everybody to go Fi. and and I think and I've talked to a lot of other teammates about this and other people around the country, and the consensus is that Phi is the main board person in the sealed format. In our pre-release, it was we had 13 people total. 12 of the 13 people were Phi Ninja.
What?
You know,
Nobody
you can
decided to
guess who
go
won.
Icelander.
So so I wanted to force Icelander. I knew that playing in that event, everybody was going to play Phi. I knew it. I
Mm,
had no doubt about it. And I tried to force Icelander, but you can't force Icelander if you only have 8 blue cards.
mm. So
It's not going to work.
So it sounds like we have kind of what's going on in Aria, but almost worse a little bit. Because let's take a step back. Let's look at Aria for a second, and then we'll kind of talk about this. Obviously Briar powerhouse. I think even today, if they release Briar's ability with the errata, she would still be the default. You go because
Yep.
when you look at Ultim, you got to have the blue count. You got to have enough blues, period. You look
Right.
at Lexi, you got to have, well, with Lexi, it wasn't just you got to have arrows, you had to have enough lightning with her as well because you need to go again.
And
You need enough go
you
again.
need to go again.
And she was devastating. I mean, I remember, I think you hounded me a couple times with Lexi in in sealed pools. I'm pretty sure you crushed me a couple times where you just had just like a ridiculous Lexi pool and where you just annihilated everybody. But like let's jump ahead to now. We have Jomai, we have Icelander, and we have Phi.
Yeah, so if you had to like put compare those two, you're exactly right. Briar's gonna be your Phi now. Um, um, Dromai is gonna be your Lexi, and
Mm-hmm.
then Icelander is gonna be your Oldhim.
But it's even worse than that because if you take a step back and look at it, Phi is the only one that has a weapon that actually does damage and he can consistently use.
Yep, that
Um,
is true. He did it. Yep, for power of 3. Yep.
so like you look at Icelander, she runs a little bit different than what we've seen in the past with our staffs, right? Like actually, this is a staff that actually does damage. It does do direct arcane damage, but you have to do a non-attack action in order to trigger it.
You have to play it non-attack
So
action, and yep,
it's almost like Lexi in the sense of I have to load my bow, which means I have to have an arrow,
true.
right? Like you're still running
Yep.
the same thing of with Lexi, you needed the arrow to have in order to use your bow, because otherwise it was useless. Similarly with her, you have to have that non-attack in order to use your stave. I think
Right.
it's just staff. In order to use your staff, so you're still running into that vein of I don't have a real weapon, and obviously Dromai doesn't have a weapon. Like she's reliant on her ash wings and her dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the board state, you have only one person that has a real weapon. Now you want to run it second so you get go again. So you're kind of running into that similar vein that Icelander has, where she wants to, she needs to do her non-attack to trigger her attack. So he wants to do his attack or whatever. He wants to get his Draconic in there, so that's his second Draconic link, so it gets go again. But if you really have shit, you could just swing your weapon for 3. You can't do that with anybody else.
Nope. Not with yeah, just like you said, not with Icelander and or Dramai.
So
Nope.
I find it fascinating. I don't think I do have a hard time thinking that Phi is going to be. I think he's going to be big in this format. I think he's going to be a top tier, but I don't think he's going to be like a Chain and a Briar where he just like runs away with it and he's just like stomps on everybody. I actually think that there's ways now that ice is in the format and there's heavy ice. I think there is ways to slow him down and to stop him and to discard cards. Because like if you look at like I think Oldhim might be set up pretty well to beat him. Maybe I'm wrong, but like he's got enough ice stuff in there. He can like make him put a card back on. He can block two if he needs to. He's got tricks up his sleeve, and he's got access to all the ice stuff on top of that. You got Ice
Right.
Lexi, that's pretty devastating. You got Icelander, obviously that could slow him down. Like Icelander in the limited format, she disrupts him heavily, where it actually slows it down. So I think there's enough out there to disrupt him to where like he's going to be meta dependent, because if there's too many disruptors, I think it's going to shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he's going to be the best aggro deck. It's just a matter of, is he going to be like Chain and Briar, where he's just over the top and they're going to have to ban some stuff? I don't think so, but we'll see. Well, that's in CC.
Yeah, I mean in sealed, yeah, like I said, I think sealed it's it's bad. It's really bad because it's everybody's default. You can make it work. Um, so that's my stance on the whole sealed portion of
Hmm.
it so far. I haven't officially went to a draft yet. However, Team Kitchen Fable, we have been doing practice drafts with pack generators
Hmm.
on TTS, and which if you aren't using TTS, you are
Yeah.
wrong. It's a perfect tool for everybody,
Yeah.
perfect resource. Um, so going into draft's a blast. Draft is draft. This set is completely different than Monarch and WTR. Where in Monarch and WTR you would tend to stay open, pick up generals.
Hmm.
Um, this set, nope,
You grab
nope.
what you just grab what you
You,
can.
you instead of being open, in my opinion, and with the team, uh, it has you hard commit on a hero and you force it and you will be rewarded because there's other people that will stay open, and if they do that they are going to get burnt
Hmm.
seriously. So
Hmm.
you can play Dramai, you can play Fi, and you can play Icelander. All three are strong, all three are balanced. um
Well,
Dramai is
because you
pretty
also
fun
see like
in limited.
I've watched a couple of videos. Like I watched TCG guys, which we actually met them. They're cool guys. I watched them do like a draft thing. That was a really interesting video that they did. Um, and it's the simple fact of, when you're opening that amount of packs, like there's only so many five cards that are good, and if the person before you or after or person before you is getting them, you're not going to get them. It's like you have
Yep.
to be able to, you have to make sure you're on the right side of things as it's going on. Um,
Yep.
so like, because you just have less choices, right? Like, hey, here's 6 packs, make something like you do in sealed. Yeah, you can make stuff all day. But when you're running on three
Right.
packs and you're handing them around, like you're gonna miss stuff.
Yep. And the biggest thing on this set too is Quell
Hmm.
is freaking amazing.
I think Quell is going to.
Amazing.
I think Quell is going to be something that hopefully sticks around beyond this set, but I really think people are going to be playing that stuff. Like, I would even consider running Quell depending on the format, like in CC. Like, I would consider running Quell in CC over some Arcane Barrier and stuff, depending on what the class is.
And yeah, definitely. I mean, let's think about it. Even like if you run Fi, the Tide Slippers, it has Quell one, I believe, and it's
Hmm.
also a attack
No,
reaction.
actually, the Tide
Um,
Slippers have Arcane Barrier, which is even
Yeah,
better.
that's yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. But the one just regular quill slippers,
Hmm.
you go against an aggro, a Katsu, a Phi now. I mean, they're gonna be pinging you for onesie twosies. You pop a quail, you pop your slippers, you throw out a blue, and now essentially you're blocking three sets of damage,
Yeah.
off of a blue. That's to me
Hmm.
that's value.
Yeah.
So Quell I think is just off the charts. I think people will be sleeping on it. Um, and especially in the sealed and limited format, if you know and if you plan your quail turns appropriately, which is like turn 0 or turn 1, um, yeah, you're good, man.
Yeah,
So
you'll stop it. I do think looking at kind of just the data, and I've been running some stuff in the background, some stuff here and there, is that Quell is going to be that thing that keeps Phi and any of those go wide. Quell is going to be that thing that keeps them reined in. That's going to stop them. I really think allow people to go over. Like, we look at Chain and some other people, and just our rune blades in general. I'm actually curious, like, how dominant would they actually be if Quell was active? Like, if we had
oh
Quell,
yeah,
you know, hey, I can just totally disrupt Chain's turn because he's going to go really wide and I'm stopping stuff and blocking a couple things. Like, I think it's going to. I think there might be things that shut it down a little bit more. It just allows defensive strategies, um, a lot of defensive strategies to go wide in a way that Ninja wants to punish you for going wide, right? Like they want to do like onesies, twosies, and stuff. And now we have a defensive way of stopping it. And obviously,
yep,
Quell is great because you can stop arcane damage. Like, how many times do we want to stop? How many times does Runeblade want to do his 1/2 arcane damage? That you can be like, oh, I'm gonna stop that, and then I'm gonna stop this swing, and I'm gonna stop that arcane damage, all with this one
right,
card.
yep.
So
Or yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. And then, speak of arcane damage, that's like Respite Oasis,
yeah, I was about to
awesome
say
card.
Respite Oasis, that's coming in. Everybody says it's amazing, and there's no way that that's not coming in
You
defensive
can
builds.
prevent the whole 4 Rosetta Thorn coming
Yep,
at you.
yep,
The 2 for 2.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
and gain a
dramatic.
life.
And gain a life. Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there's no way Guardian's not running that. Guardian and
Oh,
Warriors and everybody's running that. Anybody who's playing any sort of slightly defensive is running that. And you know what the great thing about this is? It's common.
what's that?
It's a common card.
Oh, I know. Yeah, a comment. That's right. That's what promos are going to be. I'm gonna be looking for those promos.
Oh yeah.
So
But no, it's one of those like I've been like way into commoner right now, so once that hits, like that's going in everything, and it just is ridiculous. Like I don't know, I'm excited to use some of that stuff, but I really like to see stuff of that power level be in the comma slot because that means everybody's gonna get it. Everybody, I mean, like we're all gonna get it. We buy so many boxes, right? We get so much stuff, but like for those people who only buy a couple boxes here or there or whatever, you know, um, they don't even have necessarily full set of rares. I'm sure there's some people out there feel like we're in the group of like we play this game all the time. You're crazy. You're not going to buy a case. I only buy in cases. That's why I'm like struggling with maybe I'll just buy a box because I only buy in cases. Um, like that's a conscious decision I'm making of I'm going to buy a box and I feel like what I'm crazy. You get at least a case, right? But like there's a
right,
lot of people that only buy like one or two boxes here or there or whatever, and so now with powerful cards like that being in common, there's no way that they're not going to get a full playset. After a couple boxes you get full playset of comments. um,
yeah,
so it's just nice to see them hitting at that rarity to allow those powerful cards that maybe would be even just a step up. It gets to all of the players, and now it's going to be, it'll be that card that we all throw to the side after we have 16 gajillion of them. But like that's going to be a card that's going to
yeah.
stay for a while. So all right. Well, I know we're coming up on time. I like to. One of our goals here is to keep our podcast fairly short because there's plenty of hour, 2 hour podcasts, but we want to be shorter and talk about just kind of the hot topics. Obviously, there's not a lot to talk about. We're still waiting on boxes to get hit. Who knows if we're even going to get our boxes tomorrow? We'll find out. Um, by the way, I'm just going to kind of end with this. I think you're crazy to go pick up your boxes tomorrow because you have to drive a while to get there, and it's the weekend of July 4th, and you got to go on the main highway. You should probably rethink your life about this going on Friday.
Well, so tomorrow, and I've got elevators to inspect in Mobile, Alabama, so I'll probably be making a pit stop, being call early in the morning to get those boxes.
Hit me up if you get them and he actually has them. Hit me up because I was thinking I might go and pick up a box or two, maybe a case. I'll probably end up buying a case, but pick up a box if I go in the
Support your
morning.
LGS.
I just, it's I don't know, it's a few $100s, and like I just know I'm gonna buy so many singles that I would literally pick it up to do my daily pack opening that I will shamelessly plug in here as the Equinox Games cards on Instagram that I open up a pack every day. I don't need a full case for that.
Yeah. Everybody needs a full case.
Yeah, so I will probably end up buying a case. I will. I don't know. We'll see.
I will say this. I accidentally, like I said, I didn't mean to go so bullish, but I've got plenty to go around, so
Maybe.
I'm definitely gonna keep a case or two sealed for longevity, because I actually think that this might with it being the first 2.0 release, it should age very well, I guess. So
This is
maybe
the
keeping a case
Yeah, this is
sealed
the
is probably
first
the right
set.
choice.
This is the first set that I feel really good about aging well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have a case of Aria sitting in my closet that I will honestly probably end up opening. I don't need Aria, but I'll probably end up opening it for some of the stat. But like, I don't like. I don't know.
Monarch.
Yep. Are you gonna open that yet?
I haven't opened that. I was waiting. I got 2 cases of that, so whenever we need to
Whenever we're
play
gonna do
some
some draft or sealed.
sealed or draft, yeah.
Monarch is a
Yep,
great set to play in sealed.
that's true. It's fun.
Monarch is
I
like the
like it.
perfect set to play in sealed. We might have to talk. I might have to buy one of those boxes from you just to have to open on a daily basis. Because like what ends up
It's
happening is I end up like having a box of something, and then I'll get like a mixture of a pack or two, and then we like kind of mix it up. But then it's like always like I always end up on like right now we're opening up WTR because I literally have nothing else because Everfest finally ran out. Um,
mm-hmm.
it gets boring opening up the same set. It's fun but boring. Um, so
Yeah.
I like a little bit of variety every day, but I digress. Well, any last things we want to say before we head on out?
No, Uprising, looking forward to it. Don't like the sealed format right now. I think there's a problem. Draft is fun. It's really fun. So look forward to a lot of in-person drafts. And then uh, there's some spice that I don't think a lot of people know about for the Dragon Lady. So
Oh, there's definitely
um,
going to be some spice for sure.
yeah, I'm having a blast with the other teammates brewing the Dragon Lady, and we're having a fun time with it. I actually think it's going to be an RTN deck, so
Hmm.
Road to Nationals deck.
Yeah,
So
no, I understand. No, I think she's going to have a lot of spice. I think I get the format for limited, but I think in actual deck building, I could see her being absolutely crazy because it's a board state. Like we never had that before, and you're gonna
Prism.
have to. Well, yeah, but it's like a different type of board state with Prism.
Oh,
Um,
it is.
like you actually like with that, it's like, um, yeah. It's just different.
I
Surprisingly
I
enough,
want. I,
I feel like she is, because Prism really shut down Guardian and stuff like that. People want to do big attacks because like you got to deal with her stuff, but then you got to try to get some damage in. I actually feel like um, she plays. I maybe I'm wrong. Dromai will play better in the go wide people who want to do like the little burst of damage and stuff like our everyone's favorite Runeblade, because she'll have those bigger dragons. Whereas, like you get your guardian and be like, "Oh, you put out that dragon, I'll smash it there, and then I'm gonna look at how I can smash you again." Unless you drop a big dragon, like if you just keep him in check. Although I have seen people call out saying that Dromai Zerg build just get a shit ton of Ash swings down like the Zerglings, and just like have a ton of them. Where it's just like, what are you gonna do? I'm just gonna ping you. Your
what
your
what are
classic.
seeing the problem is unlike Prism. If you had a shit ton of spectral shields out there, um, you could go with big attack and
Yeah,
clear out said spectral. Not these,
no,
not
not
these little
these.
dragons. They
No.
stay around.
Well, and that's where you get the wizard action of Singe, where it's like that comes out and hits the multiples. Like all of a sudden that becomes
MVP. If you are
yes,
not running Singes in your limited or sealed
yeah.
pools for Icelander, you're
Icelander
wrong.
just
You
loses
know.
if she doesn't have that.
Yep.
She
Exactly.
just loses. But I digress. Well, everybody, it's a night here. If you're watching in the morning or night, we'll just say we're gonna have a good night. You have a good night, good morning, all of that. I always end my videos on Instagram with sort of like a be kind thing. So we can pull it in here. My favorite radio station, I don't know if you get it over there, ever listen to 92 Zoo. My favorite DJ, he always says, be kind to yourselves and be kind to those around you. And I think there's something to that. So that's what we're going to say to you tonight. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to those around
Cheers.
you. Cheers.
I like it.
And we'll see you guys